So I believe you're playing main support in your very wacky team comp. You have a Dark Gifts Corvus. And no tank, obviously. So let's start with your deck. You're playing Focus, which means you have your link up. I think it's like every 6 seconds, right? And you can't relink to people before the next cooldown if it comes up. So this card is pretty bad with that playstyle. You get half a second off of all your abilities every 6 seconds, you know, before Chronos, but, you know, Chronos reduces it to what, like 4 seconds or something. I would just go with Magic in the Blood for sure. If you're playing a main support kind of playstyle, which I think you are. The rest of it looks fine. I love this card. This is fine. Good. Yeah, I think this is fine. If you had room in your deck, which, again, since I think you're playing a main support kind of deal, even though you have double support, so you don't really have to commit so hard to the main support thing. You could increase this to like 4 or 5, bring this down a little bit, maybe like a point off here, a point off here. And I'm only saying that because if you look at their team comp, I know you said you were a top pick in this lobby, so you probably just locked the Ray. You didn't counter, like you couldn't, like I don't think you saved something for someone else. I don't think, but correct me if I'm wrong. But if you look at the other team, the only thing that you really have that you can really fight is the Damba. Maybe the Khan because he went Leon Shield. I actually didn't look up how much damage each pellet does, but it hurts less than Storm Bullets when you hit Envelop anyways. You cannot fight the Koga. He hurts. Tyra hurts. This is a Soul Collector. That shit hurts. So maybe more self-sustain would have helped you more in this game. Yeah, so let's go. Oh, one more thing. So a note about items. They have 2 healers. You bought Chronos, Nimble, and then after a while you bought Resi 2, I think. I don't think you ever bought Cauterize. Again, this is like, they have a wacky team comp. You guys have a even wackier team comp, and I recognize that you were trying to play main support, but the way you actually played this particular game, you actually played it more like a damage support. So maybe buying Cauterize would have helped you a lot more. Something to consider. So that was all good. I don't understand why you hit your F there. Your F is like a very powerful tool to get out or to win a duel, but you had already won that duel and you didn't need to get out. So it has like, let's see, 11-second cooldown. It's a little bit of a waste for you to have used it there, especially because the Koga, you could have really used it to get out of this duel with Koga because you can't duel him. Like, that's a good link onto him. And it's fine that you missed some shots. It's actually okay because he kind of backs away because you hit some shots onto him. At this point, I would not have stayed to fight him. You have 0 advantage against the Koga, especially when you don't have your F up and you just used your link. Like, your link just pressured him to get out, which is probably the best thing that could have happened for you. I would have just, at this particular moment, turned around and walked away as fast as possible. Nimble is a good buy, by the way. I like that one. But you decide to fight him and die, because Koga things. And at this point, your ability cooldown breaks for me. Sorry. I tried to get it back, but I couldn't. One thing. So the cart is exceedingly close to getting pushed. It's very, I mean, it's like right here. Do not drop. In general, as a support player, as a support player in particular, but also for some DPS, if you don't have the ability to get back up on high ground on Bright Marsh on a defense and the cart is that close, do not drop. Like, only drop if you absolutely have to touch. Yeah, I'll mention it again because it happens again. I think, yeah, it does. So you dropping right there, really bad. Otherwise, I know Rey is short range, but she can heal enough when the cart's that close. If the cart's like over here, it's a little bit harder. You have to rely on your teammates, like come back, which I understand in your elo, you're going to be like, it's not going to happen. Okay, I get that. But again, not the case. Cart very close. You could have healed Andro perfectly fine while you're standing up top. I know the range goes at least that far. So at this point, you're just fucked. Nothing you do really matters. I would say though, I don't know if you knew the Tyra was here, but it's probably a bit safer for you to play, to hug this tree for cover, which you kind of did, but like to stand basically on the right side of this tree to block the left side here. Like just, or like even if you wanted to play here and use this for cover, that's okay. For you to go all the way back left is a little scary, and you get fucked by Tyra. Okay, so that link onto Andro is really good because you saw that the Sarah's ulted him, and you're like, let me pocket him. Good, I like that. Not a terrible use of F, but also not necessary, like not super necessary. Did you need the speed? I'm not sure. Did you need the DR? I'm not sure either. Basically just save your envelop a little bit more for when you actually need it. Like, use it a bit preemptively. This is fine. Okay, so my deal with this, okay, again, this is just weird team comp issues because you have no space. Like, you have all the space and you have no space. You have all the space because their team is just standing on point because they can, but you have no space because they're just free to do anything they want. If you had like a proper team comp with like 2 tanks, in general, to start a team fight on Bright Marsh as damage, where you're not damage, but you're basically, even though you're not playing damage ray, you're basically playing damage ray. So as damage ray, it's very easy to hold the left side here in general. But for you to stand here it makes it very dangerous for you because you came out of cover from this room and you're not quite hiding behind this. This is not nearly as much cover as the room anyways. So I would have just hugged this room, this door, the entryway, whatever, a bit more, and not, like, you're just kind of out in the open right now. And you have, okay, that F was fine. You just get fucked because, again, you can't really fight the Saris. You also have no cauterize. You're fighting a very tanky Saris on Soul Collector. Again, you can't fight anything. You can't 1v1 anything except for Dalva this game. But I think your win condition, this type of crappy team comp, is literally just to go full on damage support. Again, you do have another like pseudo support and a Dark Gifts Corvus. He can do enough healing. Like you can have like 2 pseudo off supports, I guess, and be okay. It's kind of like when you used to have like Maelstrom, Grok, and Exterminate Furia. Like, it works, kind of. Just a little bit sketchy on heals, but you can make it work. And again, this is like gold elo, whatever, so I think you win games by killing things.
Stop the payload.
I think you do a pretty good job in general this game of choosing whether to link onto the enemy or a teammate. Like, you're pretty good about linking onto a teammate when they need heals, but otherwise linking onto an enemy. And it seems like all your links went onto the right people, which is a fucking miracle. I like that you use the movement speed there to get out of Koga ult.
I feel so rejuvenated.
It's a good thing you didn't try to fight it. So you take a lot of damage here. You could have walked out faster. Like, you saw the Saris and you should have just went like, see ya. Not gonna fight you because I can't. That's a good link. I don't really understand why you used that F unless it was to help your teammate get out, but I think they were pretty safe. Here I was just trying to get your ability cooldown back, but I couldn't. So that F I think is good because you kind of get Corvus out, even though I'm not sure if he was a bot already at that point, but maybe he didn't know. All of this is like really good shots. So you see how you hit F there? That's fine. That's great. Whatever for the DR, even though I don't think it gives you any DR against Tyra, but it makes you harder for her to hit when you're moving 30% faster. But hilariously, I think what it also did was it made your aim, like you didn't adjust your aim to the 30% faster because you missed like your last shot onto Tyra.
Take care.
I think you were like one shot away or something.
Enemy ring.
Alright, I wanted to mention this as well. While you were doing all this fighting down here, even though it was, pretty good, but you have to pay attention on Bright Marsh to where the cart is. So at the point that the cart is about here, like about to turn the corner, and you're a short range support that can't, well, it doesn't matter if you're short range, if you're a support that can't get back to high ground, you just need to die and reset on your high ground. So you should have been looking for that. It's just this map in particular. I can't think of any other maps you have to do that for. I think other maps you can always get back. I could be completely BSing that. I just can't remember maps right now. But Bright Marsh in particular, it's just like you have to look for it. But it's actually a good thing that they killed you right here before the cart got like here basically. So don't drop here. Do not drop here. That was a really good link. I'm not sure what that F did. Okay, I like your attempts to shoot the Damba. Resi 2 is a good buy, by the way. I feel like you're just mashing F on cooldown. And maybe in this kind of fight where just like taking random damage, it helps, but I don't think it's necessary. You could still be more selective about using it. Nice kill. Like all of this is like you get good shots onto them. But do you see how like the biggest impact you're having isn't that you're healing your team, it's that you're killing the other team. Do you see what I mean by like you just carry this game if you go 100% damage Ray by Cauterize, kill them. Even if it's like pretty crap matchups into Ray in general. But based on that sequence, it looked like you have the ability to kill people. Like your aim seems decent, your linking prio seems good, and you're still healing at the same time. Healing for Ray is pretty easy. That's a good link. That was a really good kill on the Damba. That's a good ult. I dig it. That's a good link on Dakota as well. Nice shots on Takan. Like, all this is fine. Like, you just basically didn't have Cauterize. Like, I don't think this game is your fault. Like, oops, okay. So I accidentally stopped recording. But I was saying, I don't think this game is on you at all, even though you said it was 100% on you. But if you wanted to take on the role of, like, being a hard carry on Ray in this kind of team comp, in this kind of elo, just build Cauterize, Haven, Nimble, maybe maybe veteran if you have the credits, and just farm their team. Because in the moments that you did, like, you actually killed things and you put pressure on them. I don't know what the fuck your team was doing, to be honest. And you had a bot Corvus by the end. I don't know if that was salvageable at all. But in general, I don't think supports alone can easily carry a game, but damage supports can, or if you just play damage outright, that's the easiest way to carry yourself out of gold, I think.